All right. So sometimes when you're doing these aftermarket kits, and this always happens, it's, you know, nothing new. Sometimes there's a discrepancy of what a diagram will show you and what vehicle you're actually working on. So here we have the W116, the 300 SD. We got the diesel. And this also could have the gas vehicles, whether it been the 126 or the 123. We're not doing that. And I'll show you right here so you can see the 116. That's the 116 that is for the chassis here. So if you look at the diagram for the 116, let's get over to the 116. So here's the diagram for the W16, and that matches the plate over there. They see how they say to firewall, here's your section line, and you see how they say the new routing will come like way out over here like this, and then they show it making a really hard bend, and then it goes down and it makes a really hard bend going down. And if you see where this is located, if you were to try to simulate that picture, you would be bending this like backwards, like really tight to get that around there, and then to come down at an angle, you would cause a kink in the hose. You can't do that. Another discrepancy is the kit that came does not have this fitting right there where that little L-shaped fitting is. It has the long sweep 90 degree right here. So on this one, to make it work right so there's no strain on the hose, we'll have to disconnect it from here, take it down at this angle and drop it down at a slight angle coming in right here. And you want to make sure it doesn't rub up against the body, the chassis. So when the engine vibrates, you don't want it to rub a hole. You don't want it to rub against anything else. So if you look at this other picture, right here. So this is the one for the 126. And on the 126, if you look at it, it's a 90 sweep right there. And it has the brackets for strain support. And if you look at this picture from up above, it shows the hose coming down from a rearward angle from the firewall wall. So that would be from back here, a rearward angle coming down from an angle, and it's not going straight down. It has a slight angle to it, like this picture right here. So that's the method we're going to follow, because the other one would definitely cause a hose failure over time. And that's the only little oddball thing that you have to compensate for. Now what I would also do is, if you see where the low side fitting is located, I mean, it's near impossible to get your service fitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my service fitting on there and then locate the angle correctly and then tighten it down to the compressor to make sure I could get a service fitting on after the hose is tightened down. Because once I tighten it down, if it's a little too much to the left, a little too much to the right, I won't be able to get a service fitting in there. What I normally would do when I used to have all my stock of fittings, I would just cut the hose right here, and I'd put a low side service fitting and just crimp it in right in the middle, right up here, real easy to get to. The same thing for that high side. Instead of having the high side right there, I would just cut it where it's easy access and do it like that. All right, so we'll get back to this.